97. WABC.
Live and in living color from New York and my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's Sunday Night Live with the late Joey Reynolds Show, the world's first triple cast on radio, TV, and internet. Big J Sorensen, who are Joey's guests tonight?
Thanks, Shotgun Tom Kelly in Los Angeles. Joey's got comedian and actor Bob Nelson, Tony Award-nominated director, award-winning playwright, actress, singer, and recording artist, currently in the cast of the Broadway play Indecent, Eleanor Reissa, plus singer-songwriter Eytan Mirsky, illustrator and caricaturist Ken Fallin, and the president of Alexenburg Entertainment music industry executive Ron Alexenburg, along with singer and songwriter Olivia Kellman.
And now, here's Joey!
Aren't you nice?
Swing, Joey, swing!
Don't talk while they're singing, baby.
Oh, okay.
Joey Reynolds Show.
What a show. They moved us.
Yeah.
we're on. This is live, incidentally, in case anybody wonders why we're on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in New York City, which is
No, we're on to 7 in
7
the
o'clock.
afternoon. 7 in
What
the
time is it?
evening
Oh,
in
4
New York
o'clock
City.
in LA.
In LA, yes.
7 o'clock here.
Right.
I don't know what to do anymore.
I know.
I did an all-night show. I was on all night for a number of years.
Right. Mhm.
And we didn't really. I could go to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I figured out how to go to bed early, which was to take a nap while we had guests on the show. We're getting that way, but this is really an interesting configuration. You know, we're on a radio, television, and internet. We're on all media.
Uh-huh.
And although Howard called himself the king of all media, he didn't have all media.
Well, not then.
No. What? Now we do.
Yeah.
This is. I am the king of all media. Don't make fun of me. I replaced him. I don't want to hear this again. I lived under that umbrella for a long time.
I know.
But, you know, we were, speaking of umbrellas, it rained the other day. We did this give and go at gas stations in Long Island. Now, those who are living in L.A., it's coming to your neighborhood soon. What we're doing is we have the pink tie, which is the people who are, the Cave Brothers have put this together. It's the pink tie organization
Fundraisers.
that gives back.
Yeah.
And there's so much of it right now that people are all jumping on the train because it does the work the government doesn't want to do, and or can't do actually, and the money that goes to the government you never see again anyways. I mean, nobody talks about that one. I don't want to take phone calls, so let me not bring that up. No. Now these guys
Because they're ready. They're dialing right now.
Oh my God, they think they're going to have a big argument with Howard. What's his name? Levin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't I work with him in L.A. once? I worked with everybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So anyway, this pink tie organization, which is the pink tie-in now, we had this give and go. We're at a gas station in Long Island to begin with, the first one, which is a give and go. And you can go to giveandgo.com if you want to do that and look at what we've done. And also you can go on our website, which is SundayNightLive.com. And the important thing was that 1 penny for every gallon sold goes to this charity, to this give back.
Yeah.
And it relieves the government so much so that I think the governor is going to actually show up next week for one of the gas stations. I mean, I worked on my whole life, and now I'm opening gas stations.
Well,
so this is what it's come down to. I'm pumping gas.
You've been giving gas for a long
that's
time.
That's the song I wanted. Do you know the way to San Jose? That's the one we didn't get to today. But it's National Ice Cream Day today.
Yeah, I had one.
You had one what?
Free. I went to Mickey D's and got
You went to Mickey D's?
Got a free cone.
That's... Why would you go there?
Well, because I passed it by.
You know how I lost them?
Well, look at this.
Yeah. Guess who that's for?
Look at me.
This is you.
Wow.
Thanks, Dana.
Yeah.
Look at this now.
Yeah,
Go
he's
ahead.
giving them all to
that's
me.
for you. I want to make sure that you eat this so that you don't wave your arms and start moving me along at 7 o'clock at night. Go ahead. Come on. Have your ice. You want chocolate or vanilla?
No, I go for the vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, you could really use some weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that. We got to fatten you up a little bit so that you can really fit into
like Chris
Rod
Christie
Roddy's
here.
jackets from The Price is Right. Remember those jackets? He looked like a maitre d' in a cockfight.
He did.
I mean, he wore those things and they were wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking to get them, and then we would raise money for Give Back.
That's not such a bad
the Rod
idea.
Roddy jackets.
That's not a bad
There's a
idea.
great collection. You know, these things are probably your size. I got to fatten you up. You need a couple more pounds for this. Now, Red Nose Day. That's another one of these things, where you wear the red nose. You've seen that. The other day, my one daughter in Florida. I have a 3-year-old grandson and a 6-year-old grandson, and that particular daughter. Did you know about this?
Not yet.
Well, the 3-year-old, who is just being toilet trained now, came out with the red nose on his weenie.
Really?
Yeah.
That went over big.
Well, it
Pardon
did
the
because
expression.
the 6-year-old said he's never going to wear that on his nose again.
Well, he's a smart kid.
And then my daughter says, I wonder where he got this from.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't imagine. Not my side of the family.
No.
It's a genetic disposition, I think it is. The Aurora Borealis, or whatever the hell they're calling that thing. We're so out of news that we're talking about the planet shifts.
Yeah,
you know?
really.
And it's amazing how I can sit here every week and not mention anything about the obvious things that get talked about all week long on all these other shows.
Hear that.
Well, everybody wants to hear it, but they don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Now, you know what happens is when you watch television, as a rule, they sell about 4 or 5 cars in a row.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And nobody hears them or sees them.
Yeah.
Because
They all blend together.
it's like Raid. It doesn't work on cockroaches anymore. You know, we're immune to it.
Yeah.
You know, we have a tune-out on commercials now.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do on this show is to bring everybody to the forefront again with commercials. But we haven't found a sucker. I mean, we haven't found anybody who's brave enough to come out and really have us do the thing like
After they hear this, they will.
well, no. I mean, the pitch here is that we have a show that's live on the air, on radio and television and the internet. It's the first one in the country.
Yeah.
And I'm ahead of the curve. I went to the Consumer Electronics Show this week, which is also ahead of the curve. They even have these. I have this in my shoe now.
Oh, God,
You know the
put it back on.
Tempur-Pedic
Yeah.
mattresses
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff? They have this thing that's called Mega Comfort. Now, the guy, he's a podiatrist from California.
Right.
And you put this thing in your shoe. But wait.
Yeah. There's more.
It's got a chip in it.
A chip?
So that you can send this into your, somewhere along the line, into your app. And now, you know, your
You
shoe.
see how many miles you walk.
You have a smart shoe.
Yeah, a smart.
And you know, and you're a smart ass, so
Yeah,
I don't know where your
no,
chip
well,
is.
yeah.
But this particular thing is new now, and they have a hearing aid that we're going to try it out because we're all deaf. Everybody in radio,
I'm going to need one.
management in radio hasn't heard anything in 20 years.
No, they haven't.
But not since I
Maybe
was
don't give them any.
No, but when I was in Pittsburgh, remember? Now you know the master of horror died
Yes,
today.
George Romero.
And he gave us the Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, Night of the
Costume
Living
only.
Dead.
They got some music.
Yeah, we do. This is from Dawn of the Dead, another film he did not too long ago. It's really cool. It's cool music.
This must have cost about 20 cents.
Probably with somebody with a little Casio keyboard made this, you know.
What a big budget guy. He's like like Corman, Roger Corman.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I did
Same
some work
genre.
for these guys.
Did
know
you
that.
really? Yeah.
I worked on a film with. There's a guy from Philadelphia. Now, this guy, Romero, did his films in Pittsburgh, which is next to godliness. You know, I mean, I had the radio station there.
Oh yeah, KQV.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that station was a horror story. That's what we should have. That's what we should have.
That should have been the movie.
Unbelievable.
KQV.
Remember that?
Yes.
KQV Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I misspelled it. Remember?
Yeah.
Intentionally.
I know.
Pittsburgh. I had the Tomb of the Unknown Bowler.
I know.
They wanted me out of town in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I had women wet down their T-shirts. We
Yeah.
were in the window of the Chamber of Commerce building.
Excellent
I hired
choice.
the mayor of the city to be the morning mayor. He was actually the real mayor,
Yeah.
Pete Flaherty.
None of this Harry Harrison stuff.
And I didn't like the Steelers. I thought that they were a bunch of thieves because they
Wow.
were stealing the series. Remember? I mean, everything I did was wrong.
Yeah.
Because
and the audience loved you, though.
the audience loved it, and it beat the FM that we own, and that's where they got pissed off.
That's where you get mad.
You cannot.
No.
You can't in the same company. You can't outperform the other thing.
No.
Now, one of the other things that I did at that time was I created this idea with Jocelyn's, which makes the rings for sports stars and also yearbooks, the biggest yearbook company in the world out of Minneapolis,
Right.
which is also where they did that wonderful series of oldies. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the oldies, the oldies
What was
series.
it called?
Oldie,
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
No.
You did one.
Every time I ask you about
No,
this,
you did one, didn't you?
I did a lot of things. But let's go to the yearbook, all right?
all right.
So I took the guy who was doing the music for MTV,
Right.
and we decided to go to every school in the country and sell them on the idea of having a video yearbook.
That makes a lot of
This
sense.
is before the CDs came out, you know, or the DVDs.
Right.
So what we did was we gave a camera to every school, and they would start to film, the audiovisual department. they would film their yearbook and take the top 10 records for the year and put them in there, which
That
we had
makes
to
sense.
license. So we had to
Yeah.
pay for them.
That's good.
Now, you know what happened? Jocelyn's killed the program because we were outdoing the print. Now, there is no print.
Yeah.
I think the New York Times ought to be renamed the New York Text and get it over with.
That's
I mean,
it.
what the hell are they wasting
Done.
their time for?
I know.
Nobody times.
No.
Everybody texts.
Yeah.
Why don't they get with it? I mean, and you know, and this week it was so bad in the, do you remember when I did this thing? I almost got fired at NBC when we were at NBC, and I referred to Eva Braun as a Deutschbag.
I remember
And it was
that.
the front page of the Post this week.
Yeah.
They said,
you almost get fired, but they can do that.
but
it's
yeah,
fine.
but not it's Murdoch,
yeah,
you know, who's a criminal.
Yeah.
So when you're a guy, well, he got a radio, and television, and a
Yeah.
newspaper, which you weren't supposed to have.
I know.
There's no FCC. You know, I mean, that thing is like a big gag. It's a monster that you feed.
All they're supposed to do is make sure you have the right amount of power, and that's about it.
No, you know what they do? They make sure there's an Indian to climb the tower and change the bulb so an airplane don't hit it. And you know, for as many people as climb this tower with a bullhorn is as many people as listen to this station.
Well,
except when we're on. You know, I mean, how many doctor shows can you squeeze into a phone booth?
oh boy.
You know, this is unbelievable that
Yeah.
we are stuck being honest.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're honest, we got 1 hour. There's 1 hour of honesty. This is 60 Minutes, not that crap that's on CBS.
No, not that.
This is 60 Minutes. This is the real 60 Minutes. This is the 60 Minutes that everybody really needs to hear.
Yeah.
Not that other stuff. The other stuff. Now, this doesn't mean I'm putting everybody down.
No.
But I am. You know, I'm thinking about all these people that they hire. Like Al Roker. Does he know he's a weatherman? I mean, has anybody ever told Al, get the magic marker out, tell us the damn weather. You're nothing more. You're not supposed to be anything else. What the hell? What made you think you're a personality? And Kathy Lee, you lost Regis. When you lost Regis, you're not fun anymore, except for the wine you're drinking. Eat your ice cream.
Yeah, really.
So, you know, I mean, there's nothing going on that really needs to be heard or seen anymore except this show right now.
Right, there you
Now,
go.
Uncle Floyd was good because he was real.
He was out there.
Soupy Sales before that was real. You know, they were crazy and fun. And our show, which we did on NBC, actually, Imus was in the morning, we were on in the afternoon, we were number one. Yeah. In LA, we're the number 2 show on our time period at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
you know,
we
which we're going to rerun this thing at 6, so when you listen to it again, you'll wonder why it was on twice.
Yeah.
You know, what this thing is on now live, because we want to catch the beaches, the people who are coming home from the Hamptons, people who are stuck in traffic in New Jersey, because in LA, we already got that audience. You know, they're on the 405, that's a terminal move. Nobody really is serving the cars. The cars are where you listen to radio. No transistors, nothing under your pillow like we had when we were kids. There's no kitchen radio. There's no dog sitting next to a speaker in the living room.
Nope.
It's over.
Yeah.
The thing that really counts now is the phone. The phone is the radio, and it's everything.
Right.
Now, what kills us about the phone, I ran into a bag lady today, and she was well coordinated too, you know, because she went to Saks. But I'll tell you something. This morning, I had a conversation with her, and I said, you know, she said, I've been out of work. I'm over 50 years old, and nobody wants to hire me. And I've had 20 years of employment, so now I'm unemployed, and I'm also homeless because I can't afford to live in New York. Yeah. So I moved to Jersey, which is what Governor Christie did. Now, anyway, there's a little pause there. You know, what we have in this society right now is a breakdown of money. Because the people who deserve to have the money can't get their hands on it, and the ones who have too much of it aren't letting go. So, you know, and we're in the middle. You know, stuck in the middle is that other song you ought to play. Yeah. We're really stuck in the middle. See, middle guy, I work for someone. You work for someone. I don't own a lot of anything. I only own payments. And, you know, when you owe nothing, I don't have credit card debt. I can say that on the air. I don't. I got rid of that when I was 50 years old.
I did that too.
But, you know, when you're 50 plus, you can't get a job. Nobody wants to hire your tired ass because you're too old for them, and they want someone young who they can fool around with.
Yeah, I know all about that.
In every way. And so in my case, I have another chance. You know, I'm on a second run here, which most people don't get a chance to do this. Well, most people can't do it.
Right.
They don't know how to do it. Some forgot how to do this. Some never knew how to do this.
True.
And I'm the one that does know how to do it, and I'm the bridge, and I'm not charging $14 with an easy pass. You know, I mean, and let me mention one other thing while I'm on it, and then we'll get the show going here.
Good.
You know, that Verrazano Bridge, they charge you to go over it. It's $14, but the ride on the Staten Island Ferry is free.
Yeah.
Figure that one out. So if you take the boat, it's nothing. But here's the deal. This Port Authority, Nobody
get
knows
me
what the hell it
started.
is.
Don't get me
This is
started
like
on
the
that.
CIA. You know, I mean, do you know after 9/11, they had their headquarters in 9/11, which I lost a couple of friends in there, shamefully, and regretfully, of course. But you know, everybody knew somebody. But listen to this one. They had their headquarters there, and they never missed a beat. How could they all get killed in that building and then the next day operate like nothing happened?
Must be a lot of people.
Must be a
working there.
lot of underground stuff going on. So this is the corruption that we're living with. See, we're living with a lot of corruption in our society. Not to make this sound like a negative show, it's not.
It's not.
But what we really need to do is we got to really come to grips. There was someone in the paper yesterday, in one of the newspapers, that says, you know, we got to save the country. You know, and we really do. I mean, we got to save ourselves. So it starts with the family. And I want you to know I love my family, even though my little grandson wears a red nose on his weenie. But you know, I still love my family. And the other one is not going to wear the red nose. I sent him another one. But this is the way it is right now. We got to work with our family.
Yeah, we do.
And this is a family show. Of course,
Right.
so is the Manson family.
There you go. All right.
Do you know that he wanted to be paroled?
Yeah, I know.
You know why?
Why?
He was in solitary confinement, and he was complaining he couldn't stand the company. Anyway, we got
We have
Bob
a real
Nelson
comedian
here
coming
tonight.
up. Yeah, let's take a
We'll
break
be right
first.
back.
Yeah, we'll be right back. The Late Joey Reynolds Show, brought to you by TiedInMedia.com. Tied In Media takes the most successful brands, e-tailers, and millennialpreneurs to the next level. Visit TiedInMedia.com. That's TiedIn Media.com.
This is Sunday Night Live with the late Joey Reynolds Show.
Today, I will help save a life.
Today, I will make a positive impact on my community.
Today, I will network for a cure.
Today, I will become a go-giver.
Together, we will make a difference.
Our mission at pinktie.org is to bring the business community together to support organizations that have a direct impact on our community. Join a growing movement that will contribute $100,000 to local charities each quarter. Visit pinktie.org and join us in making a difference.
Life in Plainview is about to get sweeter. Plainview Chocolate Works will be opening their sweet doors in July, offering premium Belgian chocolate delights. Get a mouth-watering candy selection to satisfy the most sophisticated sweet tooth. Oh, this is sweet. Have the ultimate party experience inside a hands-on chocolate studio. Plus, get custom-branded chocolate gifts that will take your personalized party favors and corporate gifts to a sweet new dimension. Plainview Chocolate Works creates one-of-a-kind 3D chocolate sculptures, customized gift baskets for any profession or occasion, dipped to perfection platters, handmade truffles, and more. You'll love giving back to the Long Island community with chocolate charity, as 5% of your Plainview Chocolate Works purchases are donated back to pinktie.org. Their efforts support charitable organizations in the local community. Learn how your purchases are making a difference, and real soon, details about the Plainview Chocolate Works grand opening date and festivities. Call 516-252-3855 or visit pinktie.org/chocolateworks.
Transportation for the Late Joey Reynolds Show provided by Matt Silver's Ultimate Class and Limousine Transportation Worldwide. 516-935-4444. 516-935-4444.
You found a true variety show with Sunday Night Live, audio and video. It's the late Joey Reynolds Show.
Live, and it's something to be in New York where all these cars are, and I'm going to get killed by a bike.
You think?
Yeah, they don't wear helmets.
No,
either.
not a lot.
How come they don't wear helmets? You got to wear them all over the country. What's this music playing now? What do we got? Is that Bob Nelson's thing?
Yeah, it's just kind of...
Hi, Bob. How are you?
How
Good.
you guys doing?
We got it. First of all, we want to welcome you to the show. I'm sorry it took so long doing my stuff, but I was on a rant.
No, yeah, I know. I enjoyed it, and I just want to tell you that they cut the feed a while ago, the FCC, and
You're playing polka music
the
now.
Port Authority broke into the garage and towed your car. Just so you know.
This is what makes you great.
Oh, wow.
So what have you been doing besides the obvious? I mean, you know, we know that you're one of the great comics of all time. But
Right, well,
what have you
thanks.
been doing?
Right now, I'm not working. no. I just finished a tour with Gallagher. Remember Gallagher?
Yeah, Watermelons,
Yeah, I
yeah.
actually left the tour, and I'm
Got hit in the eye with a pit, probably.
Yeah. Right now, I'm working on a television show or web show or something with a character, Jiffy Jeff Jaworski, that I do as a punch-drunk fighter, and I'm also retooling my act. I love the music in the beginning of the show because I'm going to start doing my act like old school, Like the way
Frankie Valli.
Alan Sherman kind of thing, Shecky Green, that kind of thing. It's
funny.
Yeah, and I'm excited because it's going to be me and a quartet, the Johnny Sax Quartet. And,
Is that right? Oh, you're serious about this?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going to do. I'm going to try to bring back the old classic comedy because I work clean.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of characters, so to have music behind my characters and do some singing and stuff, and be funny at the same time. I think it would be really cool.
I love the character you're working on.
You've done everybody's show.
Oh yeah, I did the HBO Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, David Letterman, Merv Griffin. I did your show back.
See how you slumped?
I used to be famous.
No, this is good. It's great to have you here because a lot of the guys look up, the guys and women. Probably Lisa Lampanelli when I say women. She's a guy, but a lot of them look up to you. They look up to you because you're the guy that can get the laugh all the time. You just do it naturally. You and Pat Cooper, I think are.
I was one of them. Oh, Pat Cooper. I love Pat Cooper. He got mad at me once.
He gets mad at everything.
He got mad at me. I mean, really mad.
Yeah.
He was on the Howard Stern show ripping me because the club was taking a video of Pat Cooper inside the club, and then he says, what's that video for? What are you doing? And he says, this is for Bob Nelson. He wants to see the room. And I never told him to take a video of the room.
Yeah.
I just asked him what kind of room was it. So he goes, if I'm working here, he should work here. Who does he think he is? Pat Cooper's on the stage. Bob Nelson should be on the stage. And I'm trying to talk to him. You're a nobody.
Wow.
Oh, but this is what he does. I mean, I go out to eat with him, and this is what he does with everybody. I don't feel special.
Yeah, the waiters cower in the corner after he's done with
No, he tips well.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. He does. Speaking of that, we have some cannolis today from Tony Danza's place with Karen King in Little Italy. Yeah. And we have a service that we provide. If you don't do well on the show, well, you won't walk. No, you go to Little Italy? Do you ever go down there?
Oh, yeah. I left that place, this little place called Umberto's where they serve shrimp balls. And I try to tell people, I have the shrimp balls at Umberto's. And they go, the what? I go, it's like a ball. It's a really hard ball with shrimp. And they don't believe me. I think it's the only place that serves it. It's like a fried ball of shrimp.
Well, that's where the guy got killed, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they still have the bullet holes. They haven't fixed the bullet holes.
They moved. But it's great to have you here, and we're going to bring some other people out. You're going to hang out with us, right?
Just hang with
so,
us.
Jay, who do we want to bring out here?
Well,
we got some music.
We have a clip from his project.
Bob's thing. Oh, you love this. You think this is very funny.
I've seen it and heard it, and it's very funny. Can
this
we play
is
that?
TV?
Yeah, it's
okay.
a TV.
All right, here it is. Bob Nelson.
Is in trouble. Jim is in trouble. Is it Big Jim? If it's Big Jim, we got to call Little Jim because he needs to know that his father's in trouble. I'll get the car right now. We'll take a ride down there.
No, not Jim. You're Jim.
Oh, I'm Jim.
You're Jim.
Oh, I'm Jim?
No, you're not Jim.
No,
You're Jeff.
I'm not Jim.
No, you're Jeff.
I'm Jeff.
Jeff.
What?
No.
Excuse me. What? You guys call...
No. You're Jeff, but you're Jim.
Oh, the Jim.
The Jim.
Oh, what's he? Oh,
the one in the building, right?
Yeah.
The one you've owned for 30 years. We owe a lot of money.
Bill, but we paid it last week.
Yeah, and then you got to pay it again this week.
What is it, like a weekly thing?
Every week you got to pay your bills.
Your bills every week.
Every week you got to pay the bills.
That's tough.
That's where the shrimp balls come from.
It's a punch drunk fight at Jiffy Jeff Jaworski, and he's like out there.
That's great.
And I'm excited to do it because I'm a professional fighter. I had 6 professional fights, of which I lost 11. That kind of
you got hit in the head a lot too.
Yeah,
it's obviously.
We have a big fight coming up again.
What is
boxing never goes away, really.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's going to fight again.
Yeah.
You know how you know about that? Because of the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, we know about things now because of social networking. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows everybody's business, and yet nobody cares.
Yeah.
So what the hell are we worried about privacy for? Yeah. Remember the phones when you used to have 4 people on a party line? I don't know if you were old enough for that one. And it's unbelievable. You would listen to someone else's stuff, and we call it. There was a word called eavesdrop.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah,
some of these words are gone. Wow. But I don't know. The punch drunk fighter is a great thing for you.
Yeah, I love it. And it's old school kind of comedy. It's shot black and white.
It's almost Abbott and Costello.
It's Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Cool.
Well, I saw something most recently with Robert De Niro where he plays Bernie Madoff, which was very impressive because I remember him playing what's his name in the. What was the Robert De Niro movie?
The
fighter.
Yeah. Jake LaMotta.
Right.
Jake LaMotta.
Raging Bull, thank you.
Raging Bull.
So who are you?
Oh, hi,
Oh,
it's
no.
me. Hi, Eleanor Reissa.
Hello,
Oh, I know
Eleanor.
you. I
Yeah, we
remember
know who
you.
you
Yeah, I remember you too.
You're a star.
I'm a big star.
How'd you slip in here? It must be another accident.
Why did you slip in here? Is another question.
It was a choice. It was an absolute
Want
choice.
some ice cream?
Oh,
No, thanks.
You're
I'm
wonderful.
driving.
You're on Broadway right now. aren't you?
I am. I'm doing Indecent.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fun. Indecent.
Yeah, he worked clean.
It's terrific. It's over at the
Yeah.
Court. Paula Vogel's play, Tony winner, 2 Tonys, and a wonderful cast, wonderful crew, and looks gorgeous.
I've seen you a lot. You know.
You've seen me, but we've been around.
Yeah.
Over
And every
the
time
years.
I used to go to the theater and I would fall asleep, but not. This is not. It's an admission. Myra always said, Myra Channon, she said, you know, Joey, come to the theater, and you'll have a nice nap before you go on the air tonight at midnight. But I could remember the show. You know, I had that recall or something. I mean, I remembered what I saw, and then I'd quote lines from it. She
It
said,
was like in your dream. It was in your dream place.
yeah, and you know, there's a new thing now that they have with the kids who are, it's the opposite of autistic, where they actually love everybody too much. It's a wonderful thing, you know, where there's 30,000 of them. Wow. I was just reading about that today.
Wow.
And they hug you too long and too much, you know.
Sounds creepy.
Yeah, it
It's like what
does.
Donald Trump does when he's shaking hands. He holds on to you
I wouldn't,
forever.
I wouldn't have brought the T word up.
Okay, never mind.
You know, I mean, you want to start answering phones?
No, I don't.
Gotta-
Oh, there they
there's a show where they do that.
I know.
You know. Every show in the world is talking about all this stuff. Yeah. And then, you know, Mike and the Mad Dog. You know, how many Mad Dogs are there? I got to tell you, everybody's into everybody's crap. Yeah. You know, isn't that right?
Yeah, it's a little too close.
Yeah,
But not in theater.
No.
How do you mean? In theater, you want people.
Yeah.
You want them to know. You want them to know more. And you know, we extended our show. We were supposed to close on the 20-something of July,
Yeah.
and we were extended till August 6th. And we made an announcement every day in the theater and asked people to take out their cell phones and actually do record it and do use social media, and the show is selling out. It's rather exciting.
I had a hooker friend who used to want that.
Had?
Yeah. So, you know, it's fun to have you here because you're such a great actress.
Thank
And
you
you
so
really
much.
are. And he's a great comic. I mean, when I say great, I'm not just over-exaggerating. You know, I like to surround myself with people who have wonderful talents like yourself and say it. You know, I mean, sometimes we sound like I'm probably using too many superlatives, but you know, when you have people who are as good as you are, each of you, I like saying it on the air because I want the audience to embrace that which we don't get a lot of, history.
I agree.
It's true. Nobody remembers who did what and how well it was done. And yeah.
I
We
tell
gotta-
people all the time, I say, I'm very Red Skelton-esque.
And who was he, they
look
say?
At, they look at you like, who's he?
And you know, he traveled with a priest. Did you know that? That's how religious he was.
Wow.
A very religious, interesting guy. He
Yes.
did paintings, you know.
God, he was great.
I would love to talk to him. But
Well,
you know,
I'm right here. I could talk to you. How's it going there, Joey?
Good Red Skull.
that's great. The whole idea of having a show now these days is to present people who are wonderful, like I said, and great people, but not necessarily listed on the what's going around shows. You know, we seem to have the same people. I think the late night television, for instance, I've said this before. You know, it's an opening act for 10 minutes with some monologue, and then the band and the couch and the desk
And they come and sell a book or sell a movie.
and it's a trailer park.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You
For
know.
trailers.
And
that's
it's
all
the
it is.
same everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy's on this week, he's on this show. Next week, he's on that show, and it just kind of goes around.
Right.
You want to see something really special? You want me to tip you off to something in film that you would love because it's great acting?
Sure.
Maudie. Have you seen that?
No.
You have to see that film. It'll make you cry. I cried 3 times.
M-A-U-D.
Like Maud?
Maudie.
The woman who was crippled, but she painted famously in Nova Scotia. But that's not the story. The story is her great love for this gentleman who was abusive, Ethan Hawke's. And it's just really, I've seen him many times, like you.
He's terrific.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
and he's gotten better. And when I say something like that on the air, I'm not being paid. You know, they're not buying time, unfortunately. But this is really an experience. You know, we have so much good in our world and so much great performances, and one of them is Indecent. You know, I mean, people need to see these things. They need to experience them.
Yeah.
And you can't do it online. You got to go out. You got to leave the house.
It's at the Court Theater in Manhattan until August 6th.
Yes, and tomorrow
You
I
have
just
something
wanna-
special coming
I
up.
do. Tomorrow I'm singing at 54 at Feinstein's 54 Below
Mm-hmm.
with Frank London and the Klezmer Brass All Stars. Myra wrote this fabulous review calling me the Yiddish Beyonce.
Well, I don't know how to take that.
Just,
Where does that go?
To the bottom
Yeah.
fast.
They've called me a lot of things. I wouldn't want to be known as that.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
No, it's great.
We have a clip of her singing with somebody from the show.
From this is klezmer music?
No,
We should tell
no,
what-
from Indecent.
But let's tell what klezmer is before
right,
you brought it up.
go
All
ahead,
right, now
all right.
let's open the eyes of people. This is a Jewish traditional music,
Mm-hmm.
and klezmer is folk music for Jews. That's what
Right.
it amounts. So it's heritage.
It's heritage, but it's also alive. It's also a bit rock and rollish. The music is groovy. It's not square at all. It's not dusty. It's dancey. It's like Zydeco. It's almost like New Orleans because it's all brass. We're all brass.
Can you do an a cappella something from it? I mean, can you just give us a sample? Because I think-
That's not klezmer.
No.
No,
but-
it'll just be a skosh of Yiddish,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
the words I'll just translate for the people who
For the
only
goy in the
speak
room. Yes.
Urdu.
Yes.
There are many Urdu speakers I know.
Now here's
who
a
are
little bit.
listening.
Here's a little bit of Tsuris.
All right.
There you go. In draußen is finster, in draußen is finster, es ist spät bei Nacht. Men hört kein Juck, kein Schier, kein Feg, alle fliehen auf der Gas. Men hört kein Juck, kein Schier, kein Feg, alle fliehen auf der Gas. Wo bist du gewesen? Ich will mit dir zwei Wörter reden. Wo bist du gewesen? Ich will mit dir zusammen sein.
So what does that mean? It's
beautiful.
It means it's late at night. There's not a cricket, a bird, a footstep in the street. Where are you? There are just two things I want to say to you. Please come out. I just want to say two things.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
That's very nice.
If I was driving and heard that, I would definitely stay on the dial.
Absolutely.
I wonder how many people we picked up on that.
If you were leaving the Hamptons, you'd be pissed off. Get honest about it. And as they say, Zeigezund.
Zeigezund and goodbye.
All right. So now, what happened here? Now you're gonna play a clip from.
from Indecent, real quick. All right, do we have that?
Oh, great.
Mr. Shea, please let me explain. By me, Mr. Shea means that's your friend. I need whiskey, ain't it oyster?
Is that in the show?
It is an Indecent, and we're doing it tomorrow night at Feinstein's.
Oh, so was I think done by the Andrews sisters at one time.
It
right?
was done by the Barry sisters.
Barry sisters.
You know, really, a.k.a. the Bagelmans.
No, I would never know that.
Welcome to the Arthur Godfrey Show here.
No. Hey, thank you very much, Eleanor. It's been really a
thank
pleasure
you.
having you.
Thank
And we
you.
got Holly Loki. She's going to come out here and sit on Tony Marvin's lap until he gets excited.
All right, we have another guest.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I could tell.
I
You're
could
going to
tell.
move this
Well,
along?
no, he's sitting right
Eat your
there.
ice cream. Will you please? Is Ron Alexenburg here?
He's back in the green
Ken
room.
Fallin is here. Not Jimmy, Ken. Hi, Ken. How are you?
No,
No.
I'm Eytan
Eytan
Mirsky.
Mirsky.
I don't know who we got.
Eytan Mirsky. You told me to eat my ice cream.
Well,
I
okay.
just eat
Introduce
my
who
ice
we
cream.
got here. Who's Eytan?
Eytan.
Do you know anything about him?
Yes,
Put
I
your
do.
ice cream down and tell me.
What do you do with your ice cream for?
Because it's ice cream day. Anyway, he's done a lot of movie music and some pretty impressive films.
I did the theme song to American Splendor. I hear you're a big fan, at least of Harvey Picar's. I don't know if you're a fan of the films. Or
I am. Very
I'm
much.
actually in the film singing the song that I wrote. There's a scene where Harvey goes to see a play about his life. He goes to Beverly Hills, which was actually shot in Cleveland, but in a theater in Cleveland. But they show an establishing shot of some palm trees. But at the end of the scene, they pan over and there's a guy playing the guitar and singing, and that's me. I'm singing my song
Oh,
American
that's
Splendor.
wonderful. That's great. Why don't we know each other?
Well, now we do.
This is the song.
What do we?
Well, life keeps passing by me day by day. I'm no hero, just a guy who was born to live, suffer, and die. I'm a man just like you, but I'll shout at the top of my voice till my pockets.
There's a lot of melody back again now. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, you
I couldn't bring sexy back, but I brought melody back.
That's wonderful.
But,
you know, here I go again with
yeah.
that word. You know, Eleanor, I want to ask you about this. What's that? What's the Broadway show that won the Tonys? The letter to what? Dear
year?
something or other. Yeah.
Evan Hansen.
Yeah, what's
Dear
that about?
Evan Hansen.
I just saw that, but I never saw the show. What's it about? Is it?
I haven't seen it. It's impossible to get a ticket.
Oh.
And Indecent has been running during the same time.
Oh, I see.
So my evenings are
Have
taken.
you seen it?
No, I'm aware of what it's about.
I think
but
it's
since I
about a
haven't
boy
seen
who's
it,
a
better not.
bully or who doesn't fit in.
I
And
think it's ridiculous that we're all summarizing a show that we haven't seen, but I
No,
think
no,
it's
it's
about
okay. But see, but
someone
that's-
who
that's part of
gets
what
caught in a lie about a situation and it escalates out of control. You know, but I a teenager.
But that's what we're doing. You know,
but
I
I
mean, you want to have a show where you talk about things and.
But people seem to be very moved by it, and you can't get a ticket. It's pretty hot.
Well, it's the Hamilton of this season, probably.
It kind of
And,
is.
you know, when something wins an award, there's a line up to get cookie dough near NYU. Have you seen that thing?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I have some
people-
right in here.
In New York, when there's a line, you think you belong in it.
Yeah.
And you get in line. I mean, people would get in line if it was a road to hell.
I prefer them to cook my cookies. I mean,
Yeah.
bake them or whatever. I mean, could you at least do that for me?
This
Do I
is-
have to just give me the dough? I mean, could you at least put them in the oven?
You're a Renaissance man. So what are you doing these days?
Well, I'm making another album. This will be my 7th, you know, and that's what I'm doing. I this time for a change, I've started to collaborate with people around the country and the world, and we share files and do it that way.
Do you like it? Do you like using the electronics?
Yeah, I do like it because as I'm saying, I could work with people, you know, all over the world. I have some people
And wear
from
your
Sweden.
pajamas.
Yeah.
Same time.
Forget pajamas. You're naked.
Yeah, really. Well,
why do I even have to put pajamas on?
I work clean.
I have to do laundry.
TMI.
Yeah.
I have children, my grandchildren. They don't want to wear clothes.
I don't blame them.
Running around like they're in a nudist colony.
It's unnatural.
Well, my daughter grows medical marijuana in California. I don't know how medical it is, but you know,
Is she visiting
I've
today?
been out there. I know. You walk around Venice Beach, and like every 10 feet, they try to interest you.
Oh, that's
in it.
different.
Oh.
This is my daughter is not a
Oh, she's
distributor.
legitimate.
She's
yeah,
a
it's
grower.
yeah. Oh, she's a grower.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's farther up north. It's in Humboldt County, which is the Green Triangle they call it. And you know, it's a healthy business right now in some places, but they can't put their money anywhere because the banks aren't allowed since it's federally not accepted.
Oh.
That's a whole issue.
Yeah, it is.
But you know, we have so many things right now. That's why we're talking this way in the air. I mean, look at how many subjects we came into that you probably only know a little bit about, or you heard that, or you heard this. We don't have that great togetherness anymore. Where we communicated a solid idea all the way through. And everybody's in a hurry with short form. Like Jay right now is waving his
I'm
arm.
chomping at the bit. I just want to say that I recognized you from Jeopardy.
That is
You were on
true.
Jeopardy.
I was on Jeopardy about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's the smartest guy on
Unfortunately, I
Jeopardy?
lost.
Who's the smartest
Aside
guy?
from me, no, even though I lost. I love that guy. Ken Jennings was the one who won.
No, I think the smartest guy is Alex Trebek because he gets $10,000 a day,
Yeah.
and he has a card with all the answers.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the smart
if you
guy.
have the answers, I don't know how smart you have to be, but you know, if you're making the money, then I guess that's you know, he made the right decision to be on the show.
How can we go to your site? Give us a plug here.
You could look me up, which my name is Eytan, Eytan, Mirsky, Mirsky. I'm the only one in the world with that name, that combination of names, so you'll find me.
It just sounds like you should be doing klezmer music.
Well, you know, I could do it all, you know, klezmer, country, soul, whatever you got.
What are you
you
saying music
whatever
for?
you
Because
want me to do.
that's his song, another his songs. There you go.
What are you doing today? Becoming a disc jockey?
No, we're playing another of his songs. He
What are you
said we're
playing
going to
songs
break.
for? It's an AM station.
That song
AM
was,
radio?
I should mention, that song was in a film called Imperium last year with Daniel Radcliffe and Toni Collette.
There you go.
As white supremacists were, actually, no, they were trying to bust these white supremacists. But anyway, there's a scene where they're mixing this fake bomb, and in the background, that song was.
Did you meet Ron
singing.
Luxembourg while you were in the green room?
Yeah,
Everyone
sure.
met
We
Ron
all
You know,
Luxembourg.
his son-in-law is Scott Prison, who had Legally Blonde and also a couple of shows.
He mentioned it.
And the other one was The Rock of Ages,
Yeah.
which is good.
He did mention
I started him in the business. if he ever gets honest about it, because he's a financial guy from L.A., and then I introduced him to Spring Awakening.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back, and we'll bring somebody else out. Are you okay with me? Because you seem like you don't really want to be here.
There's nothing more that I want to do.
All right, we'll be right back.
The Late Joey Reynolds Show is brought to you by Leap EDU. Become part of the high-paying, fast-paced New York real estate industry. Call 844-303-5327 or go to leapedu.com.
This is Sunday Night Live with the late Joey Reynolds Show.
Social media is the marketing sensation. Every day, there are over 1 billion likes and tweets around the world. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and others have taken over as the #1 form of communication. Take advantage of this phenomenon. Talk with TideInMedia.com about building a vital social media strategy. Go to TideInMedia.com. That's TideInMedia.com. They'll help guide your business through social media, web development, and marketing. Building your brand and taking your business to the next level is what Tide In Media does. Many of Tide In Media's clients have been featured on Fox News, People Magazine, MTV, and other top-tier networks. The most successful businesses are leveraging the internet. Follow in the footsteps of the late Joey Reynolds Show and visit TideInMedia.com. That's TideInMedia.com. Or call Tide In Media today at 844-373-8433. That's 844-373-8433. And tell them the late Joey Reynolds Show sent you.
Are you in debt? Can't make your monthly bills? Are you making your payments but the balances aren't going down? Bankruptcy might be right for you. Don't be fooled by debt consolidation. The process is expensive and can take as long as 5 years. Debt consolidation is a business. Bankruptcy is the law. Go now to nybankruptcy.com. Schedule a free consultation with a duly licensed attorney. Don't put your financial life on freeze for 5 years. Start rebuilding your credit in as little as 90 days. Debt settlement? Most people can't settle their debt because they don't have the money. Bankruptcy is your fresh start. Go now to nybankruptcy.com to schedule your free consultation. Your financial life will be reviewed by a duly licensed New York attorney. Each case must be reviewed and there are rules that apply. Not all debt is dischargeable. Not all people will qualify. Bankruptcy is not the end. Bankruptcy is the beginning. Visit nybankruptcy.com today.
You can listen on air or online. Plus, watch the late Joey Reynolds Show right now with streaming video at SundayNightLive.com.
All right. Ken Fallin's here, and he's you know what he does? He does these wonderful caricatures. And
he's a famous guy who's done caricatures for some of the biggest people around.
Now, what's this music? What are we doing with all this stuff? Are you guys trying to make a disc jockey?
No, not at all. No,
it's character music.
Exactly. It's a caricature of music. Right.
Okay. Hi, Ken.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, wonderful. What are we doing with this music here? Are you in the
I have
music
a theme
business?
song, I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it.
I didn't either. Jay is still Jay the Jock. That's when I first met him in Lakewood. He was playing disc jockey. You're still doing it. Now, where do you know Ken from?
I know him from his caricatures. That's why.
Yeah.
And I've looked at them, and they're beautiful, and they're wonderful, and they're so realistic.
Do we have any we can show on the air right now?
We do. In fact, I think if you're watching at SundayNightLive.com,
yeah.
And of course, we want you to pull over if you're on the LIE or the 405 right now. We want
Why
you to
bother?
pull over.
It's worth it.
You don't have to.
Yeah. And I want you to immediately look at that and
All
see.
Right. So we have these caricatures, and is it like Abe Hirschfeld? That kind of
It's similar. I was certainly influenced by Al Hirschfeld and a lot of other people. Yes, Abe was the real estate guy.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was my friend.
Okay.
Now, so Al had these pictures at Sardi's all of the time, which is a show business restaurant for those who don't know. Anything in California? You have anything that you're presenting in L.A.?
Well, I've done work for the Los Angeles Times.
Yeah.
I'm in the paper about 12 times a year, I guess. And,
what, you commit a crime?
Well, that's a judgment on my work.
Is it usually on like the Sunday magazine cover or something?
It's usually in Arts and Leisure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
well, the calendar section of the LA
That's
Times
what I'm in.
Is
right.
that's a trade sheet. Ron Alexenburg is here. Hi, Ron. How are you? And Ron, we got you on you now have become a Los Angelino.
Yeah, I have. Yes,
So
I
have you seen any of Ken's work here?
Yes, I did just now, and we're talking about doing something like On Me.
Here we go, an album cover. Ron takes me to dinner at well, not anymore because he lives in L.A., but he would take me to the Palm, and we'd sit under his caricature.
Oh.
But I didn't know
on
it was
purpose.
him.
It was in my rotund days, actually, and I was marked as Super Jew.
Yeah. Well, I never said that. And Ron is living in L.A. after having this great. You know anything about his background? You know he.
Yes.
We have a sad note to bring up here. My good friend Dave Kaperlik, who was in Hawaii, passed away most recently. Mm-hmm. And he and Ron were responsible for Epic Records, which was, Clive Davis had Columbia Records. Mm-hmm. I think everybody knows he was one of the big ones. Mm-hmm. And Ron worked with him. And I met Ron when he was doing promotion back then. But with Epic Records, he and David Kaperlik, they signed everybody. Boston, the group, Sly and the Family Stone, and not to mention, what we will, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we had a little something to do with him. And now it's Olivia Kellman, who's a real rebel child. Her first radio interview.
Really?
Honored to be with you and Jay.
We never. I don't do interviews.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, if I had to do
then
a
let
Q&A,
us talk.
Yeah. Well, let us pray.
We've done that. We've done that in Cleveland, Detroit, Buffalo.
Ron was
everywhere.
with me at when I was in Detroit. I think one night I was in my drinking days.
Yes.
Right? And I think I ran into Diana Ross.
Yes, it was.
In the middle of the night.
Yes.
At
the Detroit Athletic Club. Let's not go there.
Yeah, because only men were allowed, but can't tell the whole story.
Yeah.
But anyway, the other thing is that we went to a blind pig. They call it a blind pig, where you knock 2 times and then you get in the middle of the night and drink.
Yes, we did.
You don't do any of that anymore, huh?
No, I'm svelte now. You know that.
Well, I don't know about your weight.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your behavior.
Well, I have to. I'm hanging out with young artists. I mean, Olivia's here, and she's young, and she's beautiful, and she's a singer-songwriter, and you have her first.
Now, all right. Now, Olivia, let's put her on the spotlight here for a minute. Now, what do you know about this character that you're traveling with?
Well, what I know about Ron.
Yeah.
I know a lot. I can't really say on the radio.
Why is it none of us can say anything about what we know about it?
That's 2 stories
Right?
I want to hear, the Diana Ross story and this one.
Yeah. I want to hear both.
Yeah, when the show's over.
Yeah.
No,
now.
No, live.
But how I know Ron is, I was lucky enough. My dad and him go way back, and
what does your dad do?
My dad was a music manager back in the day. He's now retired.
Yeah.
And
who did he have? Mention a couple names.
Minnie
here.
Ripperton.
I love her.
Yeah. Dave Mason was another one. And
The Rotary Connection.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And the thing
I used to
is,
smoke weed with her in my living room.
Another story I got to hear.
Yeah, really.
yeah, another story.
Loving You is making me bananas.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Wasn't it Loving You? Was
Yeah,
the thing?
Loving You.
Yeah, she broke glass
La,
when
la,
she
la,
sang.
la, la.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was great.
5-octave range voice.
Yes,
For
I
real.
know, for real.
And so how this kind of partnership came along, and how he's now helping me and promote my album, and how it came along was my dad with his kids, he always he told me a year and a half ago he saw it as a hobby, because when I was 15, 16, 17 years old,
That was about a year ago.
Oh gosh, thank you. But when I was at that age, I was any other teenager who had a dad with certain job like that, and I loved to sing, and so I was like, Dad, I know you can't get me right there, but I know you know someone who knows someone, can you help out? He told me to wait, and then wait till a year after college. And the funny thing is, he told me this a year and a half ago, is he thought it was always going to be a hobby until I wrote my first song in college, and I played it for him on guitar, and he goes, okay, this is not a hobby, this is what she wants to do.
So now he wrote out a check. That's what happens. Somebody got to pay for it, These days record companies don't sign anybody.
I would say that, he has helped me in a certain sense, but he's more helped me in more advice than paying for it. Yeah.
So you got a recording now, right?
And we have a clip, Joey.
No kidding. I have a
we're
picture
here to,
of
we're
Ken
here to
Fallin.
play. We're here to play the music. In case you haven't figured that out, okay? Eat cannolis is one thing, but
No,
playing the music
you
is
want to
another
play
thing.
music on the radio because you're an old school guy.
That's right.
That's not what they do anymore.
Yeah, it is.
But however, let me
You
brief
do.
you on something. I will tell you something which would break the whole bubble here. AM is dead as a medium for music. However, phones are AM.
Yeah.
Because a
Today's
phone is
AM.
off an AM tower. It's mono. It's not stereo. It's not FM. It's AM.
And mono.
And when the AM stations go dark, which some of them might do,
Some are.
they're going to be sold to the phone company and be made broadband.
And here comes vinyl.
Okay, and vinyl is back. 12 inches,
back a
right?
little bit,
Yep.
All right, so you're going to have Ken Fallin do the album cover. I see it already.
Well, we'll talk about it.
All right, so now what do we have here? Introduce the song a little bit.
So
What is
this song you're about to hear is called Rebel Child. And when I wrote it after a fight with my mom.
Yeah.
And I think she's listening right now, so sorry, Mom. But the lyrics I can't even remember what the fight was about. I just remember I was in the car driving back to my apartment, and the lyrics, I guess I'm the rebel child, the one who wouldn't run a mile for you, just came into my head and clicked right there, and yeah.
So you went out and hired a band.
Tame me, damn me to hell. You must mistake me for someone else. So shame me, blame me, save me from myself. Don't mistake me for someone else.
I like
great.
that.
That's
I like
nice.
that.
Catchy.
Well, thank you.
So
Thank you.
it sounds very country. On My Way, it's called. The album's called.
The album's called On My Way. It will be coming out in August.
Yeah.
My second single is Good Morning Beautiful, and that is coming out in a week or two as well on Spotify and iTunes. And Rebel Child's on Spotify and iTunes right now.
I'm a single.
When my son gets mad at me, he doesn't write a song.
What's he do?
He gets mad at me.
We got to say goodbye.
I want to thank Bruce Clayton for engineering us tonight, and also
you,
all the guys, Dana and Dina,
Everybody
and everybody,
behind the scenes.
Dylan, and you guys who have made this, the Markowitz family, made the show what it is today. And they're all up on charges. Let a smile be your umbrella. Don't get a mouthful of rain.
See you guys next week. 7 p.m. Eastern.
WABC.
And the Late Joey Reynolds Show is brought to you by Tide In Media. Tide In Media takes the most successful brands, e-tailers, and millennialpreneurs to the next level. Visit tideinmedia.com. That's TIEDIN media.com.
This is Sunday Night Live with the Late Joey Reynolds Show.